so far on the unshakable tour? Good, good, good. Listen, I want you to understand something about why this band exists. And for those of you that have never seen this before, and even for those of you that have, man, I'm sure that to some extent you're aware that we're a Christian band, but apparently in our scene today that doesn't really mean much. So let me just set the record straight. What it means for us to follow Jesus is that He dictates every aspect of our lives. That He gave it all for me, so we give it all to Him. I have nothing else of value to offer you. If you leave here with a shirt and a CD, it's not going to save your soul. But if you leave here with Jesus, friend, it'll change everything you thought you knew about life. I want you to understand, when I look out into this crowd right now, I see something happening in the state of Michigan that is unprecedented and historic. This has been a state traditionally, especially over the last few decades, that's been marked with poverty and suicide and depression, darkness and heaviness. But I see that there are a few people in this room that have found hope and light in Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. So for those of you that are still looking, for those of you that have not yet found your destiny, I want you to understand it's not an accident you're in this room tonight. It's not an accident you're listening to me say this tonight. That the God that made you made a way for you by the blood of His Son Jesus, for you to know Him and to be known by Him. And this is your open door. This is your invitation into the love of the Father that so far surpasses any worldly love that I couldn't even begin to explain it to you. I want you to understand the invitation that I extend to you tonight is not to just take my word for it. I don't want you to just believe it just because some dude in a band said it. Because there's a lot of guys in bands that are straight idiots and don't have anything worth... Don't have anything worth saying to say while they're standing up here. The invitation I extend to you is not to just take my word for it. The invitation I extend to you is to come and see for yourself. There's a Bible verse, there's a Bible verse written on the wall in the back that says God will be near to every person that cries out for Him. So listen, if I'm talking to you and if you feel like you're distant from God, I dare you to start crying out to Him. If you feel like God doesn't exist, I dare you to start crying out to Him. If you feel like you've been abandoned or rejected by the God that made you, I dare you to start crying out to Him. If you feel like you've been so sinful and so broken for so long that there's no redemption for you, I dare you to start crying out to Him, because He's promised to come near to you if you would just cry out to Him. Lansing, I'm telling you, I believe there's a sound inside of you that can shake this earth and awaken this generation. Amen. And I hear you release it while we're playing. I heard everybody in this room scream, "We are not alone together." I heard everybody in this room, despite your philosophical differences or your political differences or your socioeconomic differences, everyone in this room came together and declared, "We will not be afraid." So listen, if that's true, I don't want you to hide that sound up here in this venue. If that's true, if you've really been given a reason to not be afraid because of the living God, then I don't want you to hide that up here, friend. I want that to spill out in the streets. I want you to go lay hands on the sick and see them recover. I want you to go invite addicts and crackheads and suicidal kids at your school to come and find the hope that you found in Jesus Christ. If you found something worth living for, then don't you ever keep it a secret, man. So I come here not to offer you just another cool band, not to offer you a shirt or an album. I come here to offer you forgiveness from sins, a right relationship with the God that made you, and eternal life through His Son, Jesus Christ, and His shed blood on the cross. to this state. Revival has come. Revival has come to this state.